Welcome to a triumphant farewell. I'm Mike Reis. News 3's Darren Kennards assembled the highlights of the football SALUKIS race to the 2009 Missouri Valley Conference title, to a 7th consecutive postseason berth, and the nation's #1 ranking for the final month, all in McAndrew Stadium's final season. Expectations were high for this team, not only before the season began, but during the season, especially when the SALUKIS rose to #1 on November 9th. It was a team packed with all-conference players. It was a team loaded with All-Americans. It was a team that boasted the league's best offensive player. It was also a team that was forced to change quarterbacks during the season, during the 7th game, and they didn't miss a beat. It was the first 8-0 team in Valley history. This was the year the SALUKIS finally got over the Northern Iowa hump and won in the Panthers' Dome. The SALUKIS also routed the league's second-place team, South Dakota State, also on the road. All this occurred in the 73rd and final year of play in McAndrew Stadium. So long, Mac. Farewell, McAndrew Stadium. As you're about to see, it was a triumphant farewell.
The SALUKIS opened the 2009 season with a road trip to Huntington, West Virginia to take on the Marshall Thundering Herd. The Dogs went toe-to-toe with their Football Bowl subdivision foe and jumped on top late in the first quarter.
Deeker, quarterback keeper, and it's a touchdown for SIU. And the SALUKIS have the first score of the 2009 season, and they lead 1A Marshall at Marshall with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter.
After Marshall tied the game at 7, the SALUKIS marched 60 yards on 10 plays to take the lead just before the half.
First and goal from the 2. There's a play action. Bootleg right. Deeker's looking to throw. Setting to the end zone. Cheatham caught it for a touchdown. Southern Illinois.
The third quarter was a different story as the Thundering Herd scored 3 unanswered touchdowns during a 9.5-minute span to take a 28-14 lead. Chris Deeker and company were finally able to stop the bleeding late in the third.
Deeker is screaming the play at the line of scrimmage. Dips under center, takes the snap, play action, looking, Good is open, caught it, it's going to be a touchdown. Southern stems the tide with a TD pass.
A Marshall field goal made it 31-21, but the visitors from Carbondale would not go away.
He looks right, pump fake, pulls it down, he's going to run, he's to the 4, to the 2, to the 1, struggling, he got in for the touchdown. 5-yard touchdown run by Chris Deeker. His 4th touchdown of the day.
SIU did get the ball back one more time, but there would be no miracle at Marshall as the Dogs dropped their opener 31-28. Following a week off, the SALUKIS kicked off the 73rd and final season at McAndrew Stadium by welcoming Southwest Baptist. The Bearcats seemed unfazed by the Hogs and the Dogs, marching 78 yards in the game's first 2.5 minutes for a 7-0 lead, but SIU wasted little time responding.
Here's Kareem from the 18 to the 20 to the 25 to the 30. He's to the 35. I got a block to the 40. Cuts back 45, 50. Near sideline, breaks the tackle and is going to score. 82 yards, 14 points in this ball game. Deji Kareem takes the home opening kickoff to the SALUKIS for a touchdown, and the SALUKIS just made it 7-6.
A Kyle Doherty field goal gave SIU a 10-7 lead. Then the fireworks really began.
Fake the draw, setting up, throwing the deep ball. Joe Alaria has a step, makes the catch, and scores a touchdown. His first as a receiver. Joe Alaria from Chris Deeker. Second down and 7 yards to go. Play action, Deeker to throw. Stepping up, setting up, throwing the deep ball. Evans is there. Evans caught it. Touchdown SIU.
The SALUKI offense was far from through. The Dogs rolled up 699 total yards. That's the second most in school history. And then there was Deji Kareem.
Second and short, handoff to Kareem, trying to power off left guard. Does 50, 45, 40. He might score up the near boundary. 25, 20. One man with an angle. Won't get him. Touchdown, Deji Kareem.
Kareem finished with 290 all-purpose yards, including 210 yards rushing. His 21 yards per carry average smashed the previous school record. Deji's dream season was just getting started as the SALUKIS cruised to their first win of the season, 59-7 the final.
Southern Illinois, are you ready for SALUKIS football?
The SALUKIS opened Missouri Valley play with a visit from North Dakota State, the only conference team to beat SIU the previous season. With both teams ranked in the top 6 in the country in scoring, this figured to be a shootout. Only somebody forgot to tell the defenses. Kyle Walker had 3 of SIU's 4 sacks as the Saluki D made life generally miserable for Bison quarterback Nick Mertens. Meanwhile, the Salukis were winning the field position battle thanks to Scott Ravenefsey. The senior averaged better than 46 yards a punt, with none of his 8 boots getting returned. Southern finally drew first blood early in the second quarter.
Quick count, Deeker, play action to throw. Plenty of time. Home run ball. Evans is open from here to North Dakota. Catches it at the 15 and scores a touchdown.
The Dogs led 10-7 at the half and added to that lead midway through the third.
Hand the ball off. Deji trying to sweep left. Blockers in front of him. Steps up to the 20. Breaks the tackle. Might score. He does score. Touchdown SIU. Little high kick as he got into the end zone. Touchdown Southern Illinois.
Things got interesting in the fourth. Southern blocked a short NDSU field goal attempt, but when the Salukis touched the ball, it became live again, allowing the Bison to pounce on it in the end zone, cutting it to 17-14. But once again, the maroon and white had an answer.
Deeker takes a snap. Quick out. Alaria catches at the 10. Near sideline. Fire makes a move and scores. And what a nifty move by Joe Alaria on the boundary, Gene, to make the defender miss at the 10.
With the Bison driving again, senior Marty Rogers pretty much slammed the door shut.
Play action. Here he is to throw. Pressured. Steps up. Throws. Passes tipped and intercepted by Marty Rogers at the 20. Down he goes. There's the turnover, Joel, that might be decisive in the ball game. Connor James tipped that ball that Marty Rogers intercepted.
Rogers' interception helped preserve a 24-14 win, the Dogs' 8th straight conference opening victory. The Salukis hit the road for the first time in conference play by paying a visit to MACOMB to take on Western Illinois. Early on, the Dogs found themselves pinned deep in their own territory, but actually, they had the Leathernecks right where they wanted them.
Good and Kareem, the runners, and they give it to Deji using the clear. 20, 25, 30, far sideline 40. It's going to be a foot race, and it looks like they won't catch him. Is he going to go 93 on the first play? You bet he is. Southern's ahead 7-0. I got your fast start. A 92-yard touchdown run by Deji Kareem. That's one of the longest runs in school history.
It was indeed the longest run in school history, but Kareem was far from through. After Western cut it to 7-3, Deji ripped off a 69-yard kickoff return. For the day, the senior finished with 280 all-purpose yards. That long kickoff return set up this.
Give it to Deji. He is off right in guard, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Southern makes it 13-3 with another touchdown for Deji Kareem.
Western cut it to 14-10 on a short Dre Gibbs TD run, but the Dogs dominated from there, scoring the game's final 16 points. Kyle Doherty kicked 3 field goals, and Chris Deeker hit John Good for a 7-yard score. The Saluki defense dominated the rest, posting 4 sacks and picking off 3 passes. Mike McElroy had 2 of the picks. Lance Caldwell had the third. The end result was a 30-10 win, the 400th win in school history. The Salukis returned to Carbondale to welcome Illinois State for homecoming. A week after breaking the school record for longest run, Deji Kareem was even better against the Redbirds.
Deeker directly under center. Brian Bomer takes the snap. They run Deji again, trying to cut back off the guard. Running room 10, 15. He's in the secondary to the 20. Bounces it outside, might score. It's a foot race. They won't catch Deji Kareem. Deji Kareem, second time in a week, gets a touchdown for Southern. This one, 92 yards.
Deji was just getting started.
10 off to Kareem, runs to the 20, first down, might score, near sideline, touchdown, Southern Illinois.
Kareem's second score put the Salukis up 16-3, and it appeared the route was on. But the Redbirds scored the game's next 10 points to pull within 16-13. The Dogs responded, this time through the air.
First down, Deeker to throw, setting up, he's looking deep, sets up, throwing deep. Mark Cheatham has a step, makes the catch at the 10, touchdown Southern Illinois.
Marion native Matt Brown led ISU right down the field. His touchdown pass to Eod Salem cut it to 23-20 at the half. The teams traded field goals in the third. Then in the fourth, Corey Lindsey provided the momentum changer.
Salem in motion, hand the ball off, pitch back to Brown from below, deep ball, man open, Salem 40-yard line, picked off by Lindsay. Lindsay comes back to the 35 to the 40, he makes a man miss to the 45, he cuts back, reverses his field, steps up to the 49, there's the interception Southern needed.
Following Lindsay's interception, the Dogs needed just 3 plays to find the end zone, all runs courtesy number 31.
Stretch play running right, it's Kareem, steps up to the 20, busted 15-10, gonna score, touchdown SIU.
Why do anything else?
Deji finished with 273 yards, his second 200-yard game of the season. Chris Deeker threw for a career-high 274 yards, capped by this.
There's the snap, play action, bootleg right, Deeker looking, Goods open, he throws deeper though, Kern's got it 15, he's to the 10, 5 for the pylon, touchdown Southern. That'll put it. 42-yard touchdown pass to Bloomington's Ryan Kearns.
The Dogs scored the game's final 20 points to win 43-23, moving them to 4-1 on the season, 3-0 in the Valley, and setting up a first-place showdown at Northern Iowa. For just the 4th time in conference history, 2 top 5 teams went toe-to-toe as the 5th-ranked Salukis paid a visit to 2nd-ranked Northern Iowa. SIU drew first blood late in the first quarter.
Everybody ready, good snap and spot, kicks plenty long from 45, and he got it! Southern's on the board. Attaboy, Kyle Doherty.
The Panthers got a 1-yard TD from Carlos Anderson and a short field goal from Billy Hallgren, sandwiched around a 27-yard Doherty field goal to take a 10-6 lead at the half. But Southern regained the lead with the only score in the third on a play that almost didn't happen.
4 to get the playoff, just now realized it. Takes the snap, has it, sets up, throws to the end zone. It is caught by Bryce Morris. Touchdown, Southern Illinois.
The Saluki defense made another stand early in the fourth, forcing UNI to settle for another short field goal, tying the game at 13. The game's turning point came midway through the fourth on special teams.
So Wobbler didn't hit it well, hits at the 15, takes a hop, he touched the ball, yep. Southern done it at the 7, first and goal Southern, the mistake was made by Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa touched the ball at the 7-yard line, and the Salukis are on it. It's Stephen Morse who came up with the ball, Northern Iowa with a bonehead play, touched a live punt.
The Salukis cashed in 5 plays later on 4th and goal.
4th down from the half-yard line. Deeker takes it. Here's Deji. Hurdles. Touchdown. Southern breaks the tie. 4th down. Dale Lennon says yes, and his players reward the decision.
Past history showed the Salukis no lead was safe in their personal house of horrors, but not on this day.
Grace to throw. Southern rushes 4. He steps up. He's going to run. Now he throws. He threw it right to Williams, who has a touchdown, and Southern wins the game, and there goes the streak. Touchdown, Brandon Williams.
Williams' touchdown was important because UNI scored to cut it to 27-20, but that was it, and the streak was over.
This really, save for a national championship, is the last hurdle that Southern's had to cross in the resurrection of its football program the last 7 years, winning here at Northern Iowa.
It's just hard to describe. It was the best, one of the best feelings ever to accomplish something that we that we hadn't been able to accomplish since 1983, and that was big. But yeah, I had tears in my eyes after that game as well.
The win snapped SIU's 11-game losing streak in Cedar Falls and extended the Salukis' conference winning streak to 10. Following the streak-busting win at UNI, it was back home for the Salukis to face Youngstown State. The euphoria from the previous week's win quickly evaporated during a series late in the first quarter. Quarterback Chris Deeker was sacked and had to leave the game with what was later diagnosed as a broken collarbone. With their starting QB out, other Salukis had to step up, starting with the special teams.
Here's the snap back to the punter, block by Fred Wright, picked up by Southern. Rashad Graham to the 2 to the 1. Ball's fumbled, he's down at the 2-yard line.
The punt block set up John Goods' 1-yard TD for a 7-0 lead. Redshirt freshman Paul McIntosh took over for Deeker at quarterback, and he made an immediate impact with a little help from Joe Alaria.
Caught by Alaria, 25, breaks the tackle, 30, up the far sideline, made everybody miss. He might score. Foot race, 30, 20, 15. See you, Joe. Touchdown, SIU.
McIntosh made major contributions with his legs as well, running for a team-high 81 yards in what would be a preview of things to come. The Dogs led 14-0 at the half, and the defense continued to be stout in the second half.
Blitz is on. Summers to throw. He has some time. Now he's in trouble. Down. Back at the 12-yard line. Brandon Jordan and Chance Cota combine on the sack. First down. Summers to throw. Pressured by Jordan. Brandon has him back at the 43-yard line. He lined up as a defensive tackle and just overpowered the right side of the Youngstown line.
SIU won the game 27-8, improving to 6-1 on the season. It was then off to Terre Haute to take on Indiana State. Earlier in the week, the team learned that Chris Deeker would be sidelined at least 6 weeks with the broken collarbone. Paul McIntosh got his first collegiate start, and following a sluggish start, things started rolling late in the first quarter. But the first score didn't come until the second.
McIntosh under center has it, gives it off to Deji. Deji runs to the goal line and scores. A last hurdle gets him into the end zone.
Next possession, McIntosh got the Dogs out of trouble with this 37-yard gainer to Bryce Morris. Mac later finished the drive, calling his own number.
There's a quarterback keeper by McIntosh following Bomer. Did he get to the end zone? He did, says the line judge. Touchdown, SIU.
As for Morris, he also made his presence felt on special teams.
There's the snap, rush is on, blocked by Bryce Morris. Loose ball on the near sideline at the 10. Southern's going to pick it up and get a touchdown. Hoffman picked it up at the 10-yard line and scored, and the special teams come through. And Bryce Morris, who has a couple catches in this game, adds to his candidacy for the Marion Toyota Player of the Game by blocking a punt that set up the Hoffman touchdown.
The Salukis led 21-0 at the half and rolled from there. The defense was simply stifling, holding the trees to just 90 total yards. Brad Briggs put the icing on the cake with a safety as the Dogs pitched the shutout 33-0, improving to 7-1 on the season and setting up another first-place showdown on the road, this time at South Dakota State. SIU's first visit to Brookings was a big one, with a conference championship on the line. Both teams came in unbeaten in league play, the first time two 6-0 squads have played each other in Valley history. The Dogs got on the board first on their opening possession.
Good snap and spot. The kick is up. It's plenty long from 49. Did he get it in there? He did, and the Dogs are on the board first. 49 by the league's best kicker.
Later in the first, SIU extended its lead thanks to a nifty run from Joe Alaria.
Here's McIntosh, quick out near sideline. It's caught by Alaria, 20. He's to the 15, Joe's to the 10. Moves to the 5 to the goal line, diving. Did he get in? The officials look at each other. He did get in. Touchdown, Southern.
South Dakota State tried to answer, driving all the way to the Saluki 1-yard line. But the Dogs' defense slammed the door shut on 3 straight runs, forcing the Jackrabbits to settle for a field goal.
There's the snap, toss play, Duffy's running left. He's hit by Rogers, cuts back, and they lose 4 yards. And Southern's defense holds. And the fans boo here at the play call.
Later in the second, SIU took full advantage of an SDSU special teams gaffe.
Reis play action, looking to throw, hit as he throws, caught, touchdown Southern on the near boundary to John Good. It's one of their favorite plays.
The Dogs scored on 4 of their first 5 possessions for a 20-3 lead. Then the defense got in on the act.
Looking right, pressure on, hit as he throws, picked off, and it's a touchdown, I think, to Lance Caldwell. Near sideline 50, 45 to the 40. One man, the quarterback with an angle. See you later, Lance. Bart Scott's cousin gets a touchdown, and Southern has this game 26-3 on a touchdown by Lance Caldwell.
Leading 27-3, Southern went for the jugular on the opening possession of the third.
Stretch play, fake. Here's McIntosh to throw. He is throwing the deep ball, and the man is open, Jeff Evans. He caught it. Touchdown, Southern. There's the deep ball.
Meanwhile, the defense kept making a living in the SDSU backfield, recording 6 sacks on the day. The Dogs wrapped up at least a share of the Valley Championship and the league's automatic playoff berth, 34-15, the final. So it was back to Carbondale for the final regular season game at McAndrew Stadium. More than 250 former players and coaches made the trip back to witness history, and the current Salukis delivered a history-making performance. Tied at 7 late in the first, the Dogs proceeded to blow this one open over the game's next 7 minutes.
Here's a handoff. Deji dances left, scores. Touchdown Southern. Looks like he's going to see a blitz. Here they come. Rushes on. Hit him as he throws. Picked off Brandon Williams 30. 25-20. Might score. See Brandon Williams. Touchdown Southern Illinois. 4th and 3. They're going to go for it. McIntosh in trouble. Gets away. Sprinting left at the 40. Dog tosses it ahead. Cheatham caught it. 15-10. He's to the 5 and they score. Hand it Deji, running room 35-40, up the shoot he goes, 50, it's a foot race, 40, 35-30, they won't catch him, touchdown Southern as the route continues.
That scoring flurry put SIU up 27-7 at the half, then in the third, Mike McElroy got in on the fun.
Here he is to throw, rushes on, throwing, it's intercepted, McElroy might get a touchdown, up the far sideline 50, quarterback has an angle, can he make a miss, cuts back, makes a miss, and gets a touchdown, Big Mike gets a touchdown, about 75 yards on 3rd down, the Salukis get another pick 6.
The Salukis rolled to a 20-point win, extending their conference winning streak to a Valley record 14 straight. The Dogs are the first team in league history to finish conference play 8-0. SIU has won or shared the Valley title in 5 of the last 7 years, but this year, no sharing was required.
We had it last year, we had to share it with Northern Iowa, and that just didn't sit well with any of us. We were all kind of just disgusted about it. It was, we want, when you win a conference title, you want to be able to say that you're the outright champion, not that you had, you're the co-champion. We knew that this was, a game we had to win, that there was no sharing. This year, none of us wanted to share the conference title.
With a 7th straight trip to the playoffs on the horizon, the only unfinished business was a trip to Southeast Missouri State to close out the regular season. And the Salukis went right to work.
McIntosh in shotgun, takes a snap. Here he is to throw, pulls it down, got to run. He's to the 15, to the 10, first down to the 5, breaks a tackle to the 2, to the 1, touchdown Southern Illinois.
It stayed 7-0 until late in the half, when the Dogs scored twice in the final 3:10.
Draw play to Deji. He has running room to the 5, he's in the end zone, touchdown Southern Illinois. Quick count, McIntosh, quick out, far sideline, Morris at the 10. He's to the 5, makes a move to the boundary, dives for the pylon, touchdown Southern Illinois.
After Southeast cut it to 28-10 in the third, Deji went back to work.
Here's a stretch play to Deji, got to the left edge, 30, 35, 40. He's to the 45, 50, makes a man miss, and there he goes. See you, Deji, 70 yards after Southeast Missouri drew in within 18. Deji puts it back up to 25 points. Southern gets another big run by Deji Kareem, a 70-yarder.
That marked Kareem's 4th TD of 70 or more yards on the season, helping number 31 to his 8th 100-yard game of the season. Paul McIntosh also rushed for 100 yards and found the end zone 3 times, helping Southern to a 42-24 win. The Dogs ended the regular season on a 10-game winning streak.
The 2009 season ended with 2 postseason games as the Salukis extended the nation's 2nd longest playoff appearance streak to 7. Up first, a 48-7 rout of Eastern Illinois. The Dogs forced 6 turnovers, leading to 28 points. Deji Kareem and Paul McIntosh each rushed for over 100 yards. William and Mary visited the MAC for round 2. And the Tribe rode a staunch defense to a 24-3 win. So the Salukis finished 11-2. One of the best seasons in school history. Saluki football is right now where the program's never been. 70 victories since 2003. 15-1 in the league the last 2 years. 7 straight playoff appearances, the 2nd longest in FCS play. All this winning, and the program moves into a brand new stadium in 2010. All set up by the triumphant farewell that was the 2009 season. For Darren Kennard, I'm Mike Reis. Thanks for watching A Triumphant Farewell.